Hello, this is Father David, here with day 29 of the Nativity Fast 2024. This meditation for today is the first contribution of our next contributor in this book, Behold a Great Light, Elisa Bielitich Davis. And the title of this meditation is Fallow Time. And this, of course, refers to that practice in farming, where if you are sowing seeds of a particular crop, year after year, there'll be a season, a year, a turn, where a particular field has nothing planted in it. And this is to allow the soil that is there time to regenerate, so that you do not simply strip out all of the nutrients and the minerals and the microorganisms that are meant to be in that soil. But with constant production, it can be that you ruin the soil, that you completely keep it from its natural ability to continue to nourish crops. And so a field, a particular field, will have to, from time to time, lie fallow. And this is likened to our time in the fast, our necessity to be still, to be quiet, to be on purpose less productive. And this can be difficult even especially in the holiday season, because of course this, for us who are Orthodox, well, really on the new and the old calendar this year, even Thanksgiving was on the first day of the fast for our old calendar, brothers and sisters. And those of us in the new, it encompasses the entirety of all of this season of family gatherings, of food preparation, of social, gatherings at work. There are so many things, of course, holiday parties with kids at school. Everything is vying for our attention. And of course, Amazon delivering all of the packages and the presents and having to wrap and everything, decorations. There's so much that can pull us away, not to mention just simply the regular day in, day out requirements of life. It is difficult to lie fallow. It is difficult to be still, but it is necessary. And to sort of piggyback on what Elisa has said, there is a well-known saying, a well-known story from our good Saint Anthony, the heavenly patron of this parish church, Saint Anthony the Great of the Egyptian desert. There was one moment where he was going through the wilderness with his disciples. They, of course, lived out there, but a hunter was there as well, going through and trying to find some game to hunt. And he came across the famed Saint Anthony. Everyone knew, even at that time, about Abba Anthony, the holy man of the desert, and his disciples. And there they were, cutting up. They were enjoying themselves, laughing, I don't know, playing, cracking jokes or things like that, truly just enjoying themselves, to the point to where this hunter, himself, I'm sure, a Christian, took them to task, came up, and upon seeing who they were and confirming, yes, this is indeed the great ascetic Saint Anthony, he upbraided him and said, "Father, what do you think you're doing? Who do you think you are? You're the great holy man. Aren't you supposed to be devoting yourself to prayer and fasting and effort?" And listen to what St. Anthony says. Now, this is in regard to, in contrast rather to his actual spiritual effort, which we are looking to engage in the Nativity Fast. But Saint Anthony says this, that he said, "You're a hunter, I see. Well, you have that bow and arrow there, around your back. What would happen, say, if we were to pull on the string of that bow and pull and pull and pull and just hold the bow in this position for a long time? He says, well, you would eventually pull the bow so much that it would warp the shape of it, so that then the string that was meant to be taut and ready to pull and let an arrow fly would just hang loose and lax, and it wouldn't be good for anything. And St. Anthony says, well, the monk is the same way. The monk is the same way, because this is the full-time effort of these monks, is their work, their effort. And he said, if a monk is constantly pulled to tension and work and labor and stress and struggle, he will warp out of his needed position, and he will not be able to carry out the calling that he has been called to. And this for us is a reminder of why we need to lie fallow. Of course, what is the church calling us to? As I said, it's calling us to prayer. There's more services in general during the Nativity fast. There should be. There's fasting going on. It's not as strenuous, say, as Great Lent, but it is an effort, and it is a discipline, and it is a telling yourself no in the midst of a lot of holiday confections and casseroles and pot roasts and everything that people are bringing to this or that get together. It can be difficult. And almsgiving, we're called to almsgiving as well, but these are spiritual efforts. But what in our busy lives in the city, the hope is that we would, as we say in the liturgy, lay aside all earthly cares. For an evening, attend to an evening vespers. Prepare your heart to go quietly to confession. Put aside any other plans and come if your church offers, for example, in leading up to the Feast of Nativity, we have Little Compline and Vespers, Vespers and Little Compline for the pre-Feast of the Nativity. There's royal hours, the Liturgy of St. Basil the Great, the Vigil of Nativity, the Christmas Day liturgy. At least in the OCA, this is our sort of typical approach. Many opportunities. And this is simply in the few days that are coming up soon, but leading up to this. But more than that, there's time to sit in our icon corners with our prayer ropes and pray quietly the Jesus prayer, to say our prayers, to make prostrations, to seek out quiet, to let our ears and our minds and our hearts be inactive as far as the noise of the world and its requirements of us. Let us take the quiet time of this fasting period seriously for what it is, so that we can spiritually benefit and prepare to enter in refreshed, calmed, quieted, and reverent into the glorious revelation of the cave in Bethlehem, where the newborn King comes to us. So Lord God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.